Hey everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching episode 7 of Marvel's What If, and this episode is What If Thor Was an Only Child, which essentially means that, you know, he did not grow up in conflict with Loki. He doesn't even seem to have grown up like as this warrior guy at all, and so he basically became a party frat bro, kind of a surfer dude. He, basically more of his Thor Ragnarok comedic elements. That's basically his entire personality in this one. And I gotta say, just up front, this was the most fun episode we've had so far. A lot of the other episodes have come up with some interesting concepts, and most of them have been dark. Really just different variations of like, hey, what if somehow all the Avengers died? And that's been like at least 4 of the episodes so far of like, hey, everybody died, what if this happened, but this one was it was a very simple basic premise, but it changed so much drastically, and the comedic like elements of it were just great. I enjoyed this one so much because I don't know, it feels like we haven't gotten a lighthearted one pretty much this entire series. We get very few lighthearted elements. And it was just nice to have an episode where it's like, yeah, like this is not about like everything turning dark and everything going horribly wrong and everybody dying. Like, no, it's just a funny episode. And that, I was kind of waiting for like the other shoe to drop the whole time as I'm watching. I'm like, when is everything gonna go horribly wrong? And nothing really goes wrong, not until the very end, and we'll get to that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and I feel like, I'm assuming I'm not gonna be alone in saying like this one might be my favorite just because of how fun it was to watch. Like I kind of instantly want to go back and watch this episode again. And I haven't really had that feeling with the other episodes. This is the first one where I'm like, I just want to watch all the background details, all the little characters that you might have missed. I just immediately want to go see it again. Because they bring in Jeff Goldblum's character, they bring in Howard the Duck, and Nebula is there, and Loki is still a giant frost giant, and Surtur is there hanging out with the Statue of Liberty, and it's just like a party episode, and it's really awesome. And of course the humans try to call Captain Marvel to stop him, because like that's the only element that they have to try and stop him with. They don't show Tony Stark or anything like that, although again something happens at the very end, so we'll talk about that, because that might actually be what happened to Tony Stark in this version of history. But yeah, they just the Captain Marvel and Thor fight I thought was really well done, especially given that like this is not our Thor. This is not the Thor that like instantly hits to battle and has, he's like this warrior type guy. This is like a relaxed, chilled out, like, kind of a simple-minded brute kind of Thor, and he just kind of laughs off and shrugs off anything, and they're both like equally invincible, I'd say. So they're kind of punching each other literally 2 different like continents, and for the most of it, Captain Marvel's like this no nonsense, like, look, I'm here to stop this party and shut everything down. And they kind of do like there's this one part where everyone's pointing at her saying party pooper and it's just, I feel like the majority of people are gonna love this episode. It was just all around, they did a really good job. I know that whenever Captain Marvel gets brought up, there's a certain segment of the internet that like can't handle it, and they're like, oh my god, a girl fought Thor, no, that's impossible, and I'm sure those people are gonna make some noises about how this ruined Thor and Marvel did, yeah, those people can all, I don't know, they can all shut up. I don't care about those people. But anyways, yeah, this was just a really fun episode, and they end up calling Frigga back because they basically come to the conclusion, it's like, well, what does always happen, right? The teenagers always have a party and then their parents come home, right? So like that's how we stop Thor. We have to call his mom. And so of course they end up being able to do that, and he has to pretend that he was like, oh no, we're on an education trip, and they have to fix everything before she shows up. You know, very much like those 80s party movies, you know. And it was just really awesome. And even Captain Marvel kind of comes around and helps him out and be like, oh hey, here's that education stuff you were looking for. You know. And it was just a really, really fun episode. And then of course the ending, this ending here was not like a dark twist. This was not like the other shoe I was expecting to drop because of the actions of this episode. This one definitely felt like, I don't know if this is the event that's going to be like the crossover between all these different multiverses, or if this is like a tease to a part 2 that might eventually one day come for this version of Earth. But at the end, you know, he asks Jane out for a date and everything seems happy, and even the Watcher's like, and everything lived happily ever after. He's like, wait, what? And then a portal opens up, and an Ultron suit wearing Vision, who has all the Infinity Stones, which we've seen on the poster, the main poster for What If. This version of Ultron / Vision steps out of a portal with a bunch of other Ultron drones, and then the episode ends, and we don't know what that was about. So I don't know if that was either the Tony Stark of this universe somehow, you know, while everything else was happening and everyone's having a party and a great time, the Tony Stark of this world created Ultron on his own, I guess. I don't know how that would work if he didn't have the scepter and the stone and, you know, everything that kind of made Ultron work. So I'm not sure how that all would go down if that was what happened, or if, and I think this is more likely, if this is finally the kickoff to the main event that's going to be like a crossover between these episodes, because I believe we have 2 episodes left, and you know, we've seen a newer trailer that showed definitively that yes, we're gonna have Captain Carter from episode 1 and the evil Doctor Strange from episode like 5 or whatever. They're all gonna meet each other and fight some zombies from episode 6, and you know, like they've shown that this is gonna be a thing, you know. So I'm not crazy. They are gonna cross over at some point, maybe not until the very last episode, I don't know. But I'm thinking that this Ultron Vision thing we just saw is the main obstacle that brings everyone together. I don't know, because that portal that came through seems to have been like a multiversal portal, and the Watcher, I'm guessing, is like, whoa, this is not how things are supposed to be, you know. And the Watcher is not supposed to interfere at all, but if someone starts like hopping from multiverse to multiverse, he might be the only guy that's like, okay, well, I can't interfere, but maybe I can bring together a team and that team can interfere, you know. So I imagine that that's how it's all gonna happen, and maybe these last 2 episodes will finally be it, because I feel like I've been waiting on that to happen forever, and I thought it was gonna be like a build up to this, but it might be like, no, it's gonna happen in the last 2 episodes. I don't know. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed this one. Felt like, you know, it was just a more lighthearted comedic episode. It had a pretty awesome fight scene, I thought. And yeah, I don't really have any kind of complaints about this one, which feels refreshing. It feels like it feels like not since like maybe episode 2 have I had an episode that I'm like, all right, that was just all around really great, you know. So yeah, this one was it for me. I feel like this was, so far this is the high point. I think this might be my new number 1, and it's just because I immediately enjoyed it and wanted to watch it again. And that says a lot, that I have not really felt that way about any of the other episodes. Like, you know, I'm sure one day I'll watch the rest of this show again, but a lot of these have been kind of like what-offs, like, okay, I've seen it, that was interesting, it was kind of cool, but you know. But this one, I'm like, all right, I gotta watch this one again. This one was just awesome. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that happened in the background that I forgot to mention. I know Drax was there, and just all kinds of galactic stuff was going on. Yeah, let me know what your favorite part of this episode was. Let me know how this episode ranks compared to the other episodes, And how'd you feel about the Thor Captain Marvel fight? I thought it was awesome and pretty well done, but I know some people are gonna take issue with it. Let me know your theories about this Ultron Vision Infinity Stone having thing. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time.